Imagine this. A group of prisoners surrounded on all sides, trapped with nowhere to go. The guards are closing in, alarms blaring through the night. And then, out of nowhere, they do something absolutely insane. But before we get to that, let's rewind a bit. Welcome back, detectives. Today's case is one of the most legendary prison escapes in history, Alcatraz. A place designed to be inescapable, a fortress surrounded by freezing waters and deadly currents. And yet, against all odds, a few men dared to challenge it. Before we dive into how they pulled off this impossible feat, make sure to subscribe for more thrilling cases like this one. Our story begins with one man, Frank Morris. If anyone could break out of Alcatraz, it was him. Born into a tough life, Frank had been in and out of prison since he was a teenager. But he wasn't just another criminal, he was a genius. With an IQ of 133, he was smarter than most of the guards keeping him locked up. He had already escaped from multiple prisons before, which is exactly why he was sent to Alcatraz, the so-called inescapable prison. But for Frank, that word didn't mean much. At Alcatraz, he met 3 other inmates, the Anglin brothers, John and Clarence, and another prisoner named Alan West. They weren't just any criminals. The Anglin brothers had spent their whole lives running from the law, escaping from juvenile centers and breaking into banks. They were skilled swimmers too, an important detail for what was to come. The 4 of them didn't meet by accident. Frank, the mastermind, saw something in them. He saw an opportunity, and together they started planning the unthinkable, escaping from Alcatraz. But how do you escape from a prison built in the middle of the ocean, surrounded by freezing, deadly waters? That's exactly what we're about to find out. Back in 1956, a man named Frank Lee Morris arrived at Alcatraz. Now, if you're picturing some average prisoner, erase that image. This guy was a certified genius. His IQ was reportedly 133, higher than most people's. But Frank wasn't just book smart. He was street smart too.